Your Houston Astros have 1, 8 games in a row, and 2 are 10 games over 500, and 3, most importantly, lead the American League West by a season-high 3 games, thanks to A.J. Hinch, the Detroit Tigers, and the choking-ass Seattle Mariners.
Happy Friday, Paul.
Happy Friday indeed, Joe.
Yes, all those things are awesome about the Astros. The vibes are so good right now. It's so much better than we were a couple months ago. I'm so glad the Astros are back and playing good baseball. And now they get to just mollywop the White Sox this weekend. Yeah, I figured try a different word today.
We hope they will. I am demanding a sweep. I did not bring a broom today. I'm not doing that for a less than 30 win baseball team. This is the expectation, but I'm pretty sure everybody in the Astros clubhouse has that same expectation. When I'm feeling chesty, whenever I'm looking at the Astros and the good times are rolling, and maybe there have been moments where some, maybe me, maybe Joe, maybe Sean, have doubted them. Joe's shaking his head right now. Come on. I mean, we gave him a funeral earlier this year. We were the
motivators.
Instead of looking at ourselves in the mirror, we do what anybody does. We look at other people and be hypocrites, because it's fun to do that, especially when we didn't want the Astros to be bad. But so many people around baseball, so many people that follow the sport, Yankees fans, Dodgers fans, Mariners fans, Rangers fans, they wanted them to be bad.
Most of the national media wanted them to be bad.
100%.
They do not want the Astros to do this. They do not want to have to talk about the Astros being 10 games back in the AL West and overcoming that, now being 3 games up. They do not want to talk about the Astros potentially going to the ALCS for the 8th straight time, probably playing the best baseball in the American League right now. They want none of that stuff. None of it.
One of the reasons the Astros as a narcotic have been so easy for me is because as a Patriots fan, I grew up and I saw all of this stuff where the national media, you could tell they were seething as they would do a report. Sal Palantonio in particular.
Oh, yeah.
My God, it got me so giddy just watching him grit through his teeth whenever the Patriots did something else. So with all that in mind, you know what I always think about when I think about the Astros and the haters against them? I go back to a tweet. I want to say this was in September of 2020.
Yeah, this is 2020, yeah.
I forget the day, but it comes from at NBCS Authentic, which is the NBC Sports for the San Francisco Bay Area. They put out this graphic. It shows Carlos Correa and Jose Altuve while the Astros were struggling, sub 500, shouldn't have made the playoffs, but thank you, 2020 expanded playoffs. Looking at each other's, and Correa says to Altuve, "What are they going to say now?" The next picture in this comic shows 4 Oakland A's, one of which I believe is Mike Fiers. 3-7 record against us, one A says. 29-31 record overall, another A says. Second place, another A says. Career low batting averages, the 4th A says. And then it shows Jose Altuve and Carlos Correa angsty, sweating, a little anxiety on their face. Now, did the A's, and specifically, did Oakland deserve to lose their baseball team because of this graphic? Yes. Did all those people that cover the A's for NBC Sports Authentic deserve to lose their job when the A's eventually moved to Sacramento? Also, yes, but that's besides the point. I like to hold the people that came after the Astros accountable. Joe, this is a segment that we used to do on the Paul Gallant Show. I am bringing it back for the first time. It is called Keep That Same Energy, where we see what everybody around baseball is saying about the suddenly resurgent Houston Astros. Hit it, Sean.
Have you even slightly insulted the Houston Astros today?
If you don't know the facts, then you gotta shut
We'll hunt you down, mother.
They asked for Houston, they got Houston.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
We're keeping that same energy.
Now witness the firepower of this battle station.
You may fire when ready.
Alvarez, it's a high drive, center field. Beerling's back. This game is turned
You like that?
As a huge Star Wars nerd, yes. This is also one of my. This and The Boys are my top 2 favorites.
Okay. Okay. What do you mean The Boys?
Playing with the Boys.
Oh, Playing with the Boys, the Cowboy segment. Okay.
The 2 intros. This is top 2 now.
We got that at 2:30.
And you know what Paul said he hated this week, Sean? Because I'm a good listener. It's not 2. You said you hated that earlier this week. When people say, they're talking about like hot chicks.
Oh, yeah. My bad.
She's top 2,
Thank
not
you.
2.
Thank you for reminding me of the thing I hate. You jackass. Anyway.
TE1.
I'm flipping both of you off. But hey, I love you both, okay? I know what you're trying to do. I'm already riled up. We're ready to go. Here is where we check in with where people are putting the Houston Astros. ESPN has the Astros at 14th in their latest power rankings. 14th. Now, these power rankings were released at the beginning of the week. I don't care. 14th? 14th?
Too low.
Now, at the beginning of the week, I guess the winning streak was, a 4 or 5 game winning streak or something like that. And they had that bad loss to the Texas Rangers last Monday. But come on, 14th? 14th. I feel like because of history, they deserve to be a little bit higher in those power rankings, right? ESPN?
They absolutely do. 14th is way, way too low on the season. I know it was, like you said, but they were behind the Boston Red Sox. Mm-hmm. Didn't they just sweep the Boston Red Sox?
I mean, they killed them. It was a murder. That was akin to the murder that the Astros had of the Texas Rangers last year. ESPN, you're not going to fire your baseball people that are putting these power rankings together.
Not many left.
But you're going to fire the great Robert Griffin III and all his fun goofiness and Samantha Ponder as well because they weren't woke enough. I'm just kidding. I don't know why they actually got canned. But you won't fire the people putting these power rankings together that have the Astros 14th? That's an insult. The Athletic, meanwhile, had the Astros at 11th in their power rankings, but these are some of the laziest power rankings I've ever seen. We've got a confession to make, wrote The Athletic. At various points over the past 2 weeks, we may have skipped out on watching baseball and turned our attention across the Atlantic to Paris and the Olympics. What? It's your job to watch baseball.
This article blew my mind.
There's no baseball in the Olympics, you half-assing bastards.
Like what? It's your job is to cover baseball, not gymnastics.
And while watching Steph Curry rain threes in Kalia Copper Seal Gold, who is that?
Nope, no idea.
We got to thinking what some prominent major leaguers have also been thinking. Wouldn't it be cool to be a part of that? Yes, baseball will return to the Olympics in LA in 2028, and there's at least the early consideration of major league players participating. For this week's power rankings, we pulled out our crystal balls and tried to project who might be some baseball headliners for those games. 4 years away, we're not sweating how the qualifying process will play out or whether a player listed here might be on a different major league team by then, which is why they put Jose Urquidy there for Mexico. This is the most half-assed article I've ever seen, and they put the Astros 11th. Someone needs to go to jail.
Yeah, 11th is like, at least it's better than 14. So this is a positive step in the right direction. You're better than ESPN. Congrats to The Athletic. Also, this is like things you're supposed to be very good at if you're The Athletic. They mentioned Tucker and Pena and all these guys. The fact that the 2028 Olympic hopeful is headlined by Jose Urquidy is laughable.
That is incredible.
Like they mentioned Yordan Alvarez and Kyle Tucker and Jeremy Pena and Jose Abreu.
No, don't say that. His name is Voldemort's name. Remember,
Yordan Alvarez,
Jose Altuve, from Venezuela, which might not be a country anymore. So I can understand that 4 years.
They even mentioned Mauricio Dubon, but they put the headline guy as
Jose Urquidy.
Jose Urquidy.
Maybe
he might be out of the league in 2020.
He at best is he the 17th best Houston Astro when they're healthy?
Pretty close.
I mean, he's pretty low on the list. So anyway, those are some of the haters, and Dontrell Willis of Fox Sports has them only 4th among American League teams. He has them behind the Guardians. How dare he?
Come on, Dontrell.
He does have them ahead of the Minnesota Twins at the very least. I can understand them being behind the Yankees and Orioles for now.
Yeah, and you and the Guardians have the best record in the American League, or at least they did as of yesterday. Mm-hmm. So this one, if you're just going based off records, and the Astros are the one division leader and that doesn't, have 70 plus wins. The Orioles, Yankees, Guardians all have 70 plus. So I get it. I don't agree. I think the Guardians are frauds, but I get it.
I'm also suspicious of the Guardians. It's a great record, but I mean, Terry Francona leaves and they're this much better. Also, not exactly the best look for Terry Francona, I guess. I don't think this roster's changed all that much. So those are the haters of the Houston Astros, and they're sweating a little bit. Their butts be clenching. But we will say that some who have bent the knee to the galactic empire that is the Houston Astros, their Death Star, one of them is named Mark DeRosa, and multiple times on the MLB Network, he has been swooning over our boys in blue and orange.
Tell America what you texted our group text about the Houston Astros. They're going to mess around and win a World Series. That's what you said.
I just remember a couple months ago we were saying when Houston was going through that downturn, did the Mariners not put them away when they had the opportunity?
10 games.
I know.
Isn't that put away for most divisions?
I don't think you can put a team like this away. They'll put themselves away. It's like the Atlanta Braves, and I'm not putting the Atlanta Braves on a Houston Astros level with 7 straight ALCSs, but what I'm saying is the Braves will put themselves away. You have to kill the Houston Astros and the run they've been on for the last 7 years.
Yeah.
They're just too good. They don't ride the high-low the way most teams do. They're the last team anyone wants to play.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the American League, when I say it's wide open, it's wide open. Baltimore left it on the table at the trade deadline.
Yep.
They left it out there.
It could.
Yeah.
I like that.
Baltimore left it on the table. The Astros are 3-0 against Baltimore this year. 4 more games coming very soon. Astros
Swarm! I don't know what to say.
I didn't either. Someone said Astros Swarm out there. Do we want to do Astros Swarm? Do we want to just hijack Swarm and make it ours?
I think we just swarm everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the move is just swarm.
All right, let's do it again. 3, 2, 1. Astros Swarm! Hell yeah.
Mark DeRosa, once upon a time when I wasn't sure Joe Espada was going to get the Astros job, that's the guy I was pushing for when I was on the Bees.
Yeah?
He was Team USA manager for the World Baseball Classic. I was like, that's my guy for the Astros.
Okay.
If it's not Joe Espada.
Okay.
Get a patriot.
A real patriot.
I was pushing for Brad Ausmus because I don't think managers matter all that much, and everyone was getting way too upset about who they were looking at.
That would have been a meltdown.
I don't get why. It is interesting to see where we are now with Joe Espada. So many of the same things that we said about Dusty Baker were said last year. Were said earlier this year about Espada. It's his fault. No, the players weren't playing well. Now they're playing well. And he deserves credit because he has been running the show this entire time and doing it in a different way than Dusty Baker. But, man, this town, for whatever reason, has, just like the national media has it out for the Astros, they seem to have it out for whoever is the skipper of the Astros. Except for A.J. Hinch, who did a lot of things that were, I would imagine, frustrating.
Yeah, AJ's a little revisionist history. I think the farther we get away from the scandal and everything, people want to bring it back because you still have lots of people that bring up 2019. Ausmus was just that he's best buds with Mr. Bagwell. That's why people hate that idea.
Yeah.
So that's the number one reason.
I mean, that would have enabled the Letterman Jacket Skull and Bones Society a little bit more. That's what we call the power group of Jim Crane and Jeff Bagwell and Reggie Jackson and maybe Craig Biggio. And that guy's just keeping that same energy.